wonders of the world. So many wonders to behold. So many questions in my mind. So many questions, so little time. Answers don't so easily come unless you know to ask someone who is a master of the trade. Ask them how clouds get their shape. Welcome to What the Heck Is That with David Shai Ventura. Welcome back, everyone. Today we have the second half of my interview with the good doctor about COVID-19. If you have not seen part 1, make sure to go back and watch. Have you personally have to deal with patients who have had COVID?
Yep, absolutely. I've had many patients who've had COVID, and it spreads in the family. So their parents also have had COVID, many people.
I hope many of them made a full recovery. Since you are a doctor, did you get the vaccine?
Yay! I got my muscle on. I got my second vaccine. I am protected. I am safe. I know that I have immunity soon. It takes a couple of weeks after the vaccine to be immunized, and that will protect me from getting super sick or dying, which is a huge fear. And soon, when the rest of my family are all vaccinated, especially my 97-year-old dad, I'll be able to get out of the office and go back to in-person doctoring as well. Thanks to my wonderful team of partners in my office. My office is still seeing many patients without me being there, but soon I'll be able to be back too.
Wow, congratulations. That is amazing news. What was your experience like?
Well, there was a huge side effect from the vaccine. It was joy, it was elation, it was relief, it was hope. It was a wonderful experience. All of us who were at my vaccine center, we got the shot, and we were so thankful and appreciative to all the scientists and people who worked so hard, and even the warp speed process that allowed manufacturing to carry through and process and make this vaccine available. It was a religious experience in our souls. We felt so glad to get it. It was an amazing day. And I highly recommend, as soon as people are able and their tier and phase comes up, get vaccinated. You too can feel hope and joy and happiness again.
I am so happy that you are feeling so good afterwards. Can you tell us how does the vaccination work?
So I think you said, how does the vaccination work? I'm a science nerd, and I don't know how sciencey and nerdy you would like me to get. I am happy to tell you many details of the vaccine, but I will try to make it brief. There are many vaccines that are still being worked on, that are being in the works to be learned about through trial and error, good placebo-controlled science. That takes many months. To date, the United States has reached a stage where they passed 2 vaccines as emergency use authorized. So the 3 key research phases to allow vaccines to come to be used, they have to prove that they are safe, and they are. The 2 that have been passed are safe. They have to prove that they are effective. And what's beautiful about these 2 vaccines, I'm sure you've heard the names, the Moderna vaccine and the Pfizer vaccine, they both use the same style of process called an mRNA platform. And though it's the first time that vaccines have used this platform, this technology has been studied in science to look as perhaps even a cancer vaccine and cancer treatment, as well as other vaccine trials stages for over 10 years. But it's a quicker process. You don't have to grow it. They scientifically create the protein. So it is quicker. So we have 2 vaccines now that have passed those 3 phases and are launched, and the safety is great. There's really no markers or signals of any side effects. Now, in the research process, the 2 companies had thousands, tens of thousands, like specifically 44,000 and 30,000 patients who were studied, half of which got a placebo vaccine and half of which got the real vaccine. And with the real vaccine, they showed that there was no increased side effects, signals of side effects. In fact, it showed that 95% of the people who took the real vaccine got stellar performance out of that vaccine. It's really amazing. So these vaccines are 95% good at protecting people from getting super sick and dying. They don't yet know if these vaccines can protect people from actually getting a mild case of the virus and spreading it. So that data will happen now that these vaccines are all across the globe, not just America, but it's been launched in many different countries. We've had tens of millions of people vaccinated. We still know that it's quite safe. There hasn't been side effects in any proportion that's worrisome or concerning. And we will soon know the answers to more questions as more people are getting the vaccine. So these are the mRNA vaccines. I don't want to get too sciencey on you. We know it works. We know that it helps the bodies produce antibody that will stop, to be like bouncers at a door and stop the virus from penetrating into our bodies to create bad sickness in us. Now, coming up by the end of this month will be another vaccine, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine candidate, which will be a single dose vaccine, and it uses an entirely different method called the adenovirus vector platform. And that's something that's been used in many, many vaccines. It just takes longer to make. And so the studies will be coming out, and preliminary leaked data show that it's good, but we don't really know yet. Stay tuned. The FDA will have trial information released, hopefully by the end of January. So this is very exciting.
Thank you for breaking that down for us. You heard it here, friends. If you can get it, you should.
Right. If you can get it, you should. I would tell everybody to get it. So far, it's being released in the availability that the vaccine has. So the manufacturers are creating vaccine every day to accommodate the entire world's population. Right now, the vaccine has been licensed. The 2 vaccines have been licensed for the 18-year-olds and older. The Pfizer vaccine has an EUA that allows even for 16-year-olds and older to be vaccinated. So far, the CDC, that's a really good website I should give you, cdc.gov, is a wonderful website to give you all this information as many things evolve and change. But the cdc.gov, as well as in Los Angeles, the LA County Public Health websites show who is allowed to be vaccinated. So the healthcare workers and the very elderly in skilled nursing homes and long-term care facilities were the first group of people that the vaccine was launched at the end of December to be available to be used. Now they're moving on down the list to the people who are now available to be vaccinated are the 65 and older people, as well as all frontline care workers, essential workers, grocery workers, firefighters. The list goes on and will continue to go on and on. As your number comes up and you're allowed to get it, please. It is a fabulous vaccine. It's going to take us out of this pandemic. Everybody should get it. Almost everybody should get it. You'll have to ask your doctor if you have a problem that means that you can't.
Why do you need 2 vaccination shots?
Oh, that's a great question. So as of now, the vaccines that were studied, the 2 released, Pfizer and Moderna, are a 2-dose series. The first dose exposes your body to this protein that you make antibodies to. The second dose is timed at a certain distance afterwards, and its purpose is to boost your immune system. The first creates immediate antibody response, and then your own body has memory cells that it needs to make, and T and C helper cells. These are all parts of the immune system, and that second dose boosts it. What they found out in the studies is that actually the first dose has significant benefit. The second dose of the 2 studied, they know for sure, can give up to 95% protection. And we all want the best protection we can have. That's what we're going to need to get out of the pandemic. People who are protected, people who have enough resistance to getting sick so that it won't be spreading and spreading and spreading in our community. There is one vaccine coming up, the Johnson & Johnson, that was studied as a single dose vaccine, and we'll see how their study goes when they release their data.
Okay, good to know. Are you still a carrier of COVID after you have had them?
Excellent question. Absolutely excellent question. We don't know specifically the answer yet. We do know that the data shows that getting the vaccine protects you from severe sickness. We don't know if the vaccine can block you from being a carrier, from being germified. Somebody sneezed, somebody breathed heavy, you breathed it in. We don't know what happens to that germ if you can even breathe it out, therefore carrying it and being an asymptomatic, not a sick person, but somebody who can give the germ away. Excellent question, because that determines what are we going to do. So even after we've been vaccinated, we are still all respecting those rules we talked about of the public health to make sure if we are carrying it and we're asymptomatic, we're not giving it to anybody. So we're still going to be in mask for a while until these questions are answered. We'll be in mask. We're still going to be distanced. We still have to watch out to not gather in crowds, even after you've been vaccinated.
Science works. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
I can tell you how much it helps to know of all this. There has just been so much unknown.
Well, I think what you're doing with your wonderful YouTube is helping getting that unknown out to people to help them learn. And that's a wonderful thing that you're doing. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you and to speak with all of your viewers to help teach as much as we can about coronavirus and safety.
I hope that inspiration can help the watchers to feel better too. The good doctor, I can't say thank you enough for all you are doing. Please stay safe. That That goes for all you watching right now too.
Absolutely. Excellent. And thank you so much. And you stay healthy and your families stay well. Wash your hands, wear your mask, stay distant, be healthy.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, David. This has been wonderful.
What the heck is that? Wonders, oh wonders of the world. So many wonders to behold. So many questions in my mind. So many questions, so little time. Answers don't so easily come unless you know to ask someone who is a master of the trade. Ask them how clouds get their shape. Welcome to What the Heck is That with David Shai Ventura.